This one's gonna be a short little video, so we're going beanbag mode today. Fuck. Heyo. I said a couple videos ago in my Captain America review that I'm a very visual person, you know. I enjoy the way things look. That's a big thing for me when I'm consuming any kind of media. And Arcane is one of the best looking pieces of animation that's ever been put out. I'm confident when I say that. It's, I think, the best looking animated show that I've ever seen, just straight visually. It's honestly pretty incredible that with only 2, I think, or 3 years in between seasons, season 2 looks as good as it does because every frame is so fluid, the motion looks so real, and still everything is so interesting, the colors are so vibrant. And even when they go ham, and you know what I'm talking about if you've seen season 2 of Arcane, and those, spoiler alert for Arcane by the way, those scenes with Victor after he's become the glorious evolution final boss or whatever the hell, Super Space Jesus, it looks absolutely insane. The fight scenes in that show go unbelievably hard. Some of them look like a TikTok edit at times, sure. So it's not like you don't get the full entire fight, but either way, the show looks amazing. That's the point here. And I genuinely think it has ruined other animated shows for me to a degree. This thought came about because I was watching Invincible last night, and once season 3 of Invincible ends, I do want to make a video on that. I'm caught up on it now, but there's at least 3 episodes left, if not 4 or 5, so I do want to get thoughts out on that. It's pretty great, I'll say that. But I was watching Invincible last night, and the common criticism of Invincible is that the animation is not very good, or not good at all. And yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. It is distracting to a point where for probably about 2 to 3 total minutes of each episode, there's just no movement on screen. Not at a time, obviously. It's a few seconds at a time, but it does add up. You'll just see a still image of a character and nothing at all. Sometimes it's a still image and they pan around it. It's normal TV animation. That's my problem here, is that that's normal. But because I watched Arcane and got so into that, everything that's normal or just below average seems abhorrently noticeably bad now. And I don't really know how to feel about that. I tested this last night also because I've been in an Avatar mood recently. That was my last video about Seven Havens. So I started watching Legend of Korra again last night. And I noticed in season 1 of Legend of Korra, it's the same thing. It's not as bad as Invincible, which is saying something because Invincible's coming out right now, and Legend of Korra is 10 years old. But it's the same thing where there are just still shots, right? There are just still images for a few seconds at a time. Legend of Korra is a little more interesting visually than Invincible. The character designs are a little more in-depth. The fight scenes go a little harder animation-wise. But either way, the problem stands. And Arcane, I love, right? It's one of my 4 favorite animated shows of all time. It is Last Airbender at 1 for me, and then 2, 3, and 4 is any mix of Arcane, Adventure Time, and Gravity Falls. But now that I have watched Arcane and it looked just as breathtakingly good as it is, I'm a little bit afraid to go back and watch other shows that I love because I'm going to think, oh, this looks like dog shit now. But that's what happens when you discover the gold standard for something, right? You're going to think a bunch of gang movies and mob movies are bad after you've watched the first 2 Godfathers. That's just how it works. You're going to think that animated movies are dookie after you've started seeing Studio Ghibli movies, right? DreamWorks isn't going to hit quite as hard anymore, or when you rewatch Megamind or Minions, that's not going to seem as good. That's just generally how things work. And I know it's, in theory, not a major aspect because it's just how it looks. Things can be good regardless of how they look. That's what I mean with Invincible. I think Invincible's animation isn't good. I don't even think it's average. I think it is overall bad, but the show is still amazing. The writing is just too good, and the characters are just too good that it makes up for it. But you can't help but play the comparison game at times. For example, there was, I think, about a 3-year gap between Invincible Season 1 and Season 2, and Season 2 took a mid-season break. And the animation in Season 2 of Invincible is not good, to the point where they do a whole 2-minute bit about it in the season, about how they cut corners to save money and save time to make the fight scenes look better. And dude, that just makes me think, did they not let the animators for Arcane see their family for 3 straight years? How the hell does every second of that show look as good as it does? It doesn't make sense unless they legit trapped a team of like 100 people in a big warehouse with animation software and said, do not stop until this is the best looking thing you have ever seen in your life. And until you do that, your families are at your home without you and they don't have any food, so you better do this right. That's the only explanation I have for how this turned out as it is, I'll be honest. But yeah, Arcane is incredible. It looks amazing. I do want to try and like get over this. I think the solution is just that I watch other stuff that I know I already love, like finish watching Korra, start Last Airbender again, watch Adventure Time, watch Gravity Falls, and just like bring the bar back down from total greatness visually to like good is the bar again. Like Gravity Falls is not a bad looking show. It looks good. But if you watch that and then you watch an episode of Arcane, specifically in season 2, you would think, oh my god, Gravity Falls was made by 9-year-olds. But that's not by any fault of the people who made Gravity Falls. It's a good looking show. It just doesn't look like a $2 billion budget full scale movie, right? Anyway, I just wanted to get that out. It's a shorter video for today. I'm going to have more videos coming this week, I know. If you want like a full review of Arcane, I'm more than happy to do that. I might do an Invincible video after the new episode comes out on Thursday. We'll see. Might do some baseball videos recently. Baseball season's ramping up. Might do... I am really in the Avatar mood. I might just do like videos about Avatar or Avatar fights. I've been really thinking about that recently. So that might be what comes out next, like Avatar a versus series or just a versus series in general. But if I did do that, I would start with Avatar. But hey, if you have any ideas for like battles you'd want to see or hear me break down, specifically with Avatar or honestly just any characters at all, leave that in the comments. And yeah, like the video, subscribe, and thank you guys for listening to me ramble, and I'll see you next time.